Hi, I'm Mayor Will Flanagan of the City of Fall River, and I want to welcome everybody here to Government Center as we discuss ways to improve open space and recreation here in our city. People from all over the community have come together today to discuss recreation and open space and how we as the City of Fall River can be a healthier community.
So good afternoon. I'm just going to present a little bit about what we do at Groundwork, the Share program. And what that is funds that we raise to subsidize the cost of a CSA share for some of the low-income residents in our city. We have currently 3 community gardens online, and we also will have a 4th this coming June, and we will have several more, we hope, in the years. And we have the Union Mechanic Alleyway Garden. These are 8 large shared beds. They're stone beds. It's a reclaimed alleyway which was built in 2006 in partnership with a local community development. So we're working to try to do some outreach about the issues of gardening and contaminated soil. Much of Lawrence has some contaminants in the soil, so where we see backyard gardeners, we're starting to work towards trying to educate them about the health effects of possibly gardening.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Christensen. I'm a vegetable grower. My wife and I own a farm. We're involved in a number of projects focusing on food security, is that general term, looking at how we can kind of increase access to high quality produce. And the reason we do this, I want to kind of lay out the story from my personal background. And the reason that I'm involved in agriculture, the reason that we're doing the work that we're doing, there's sort of 3, you could maybe say they're big clouds, the rain clouds that are going to, maybe they could be an opportunity, or they could be, bringing the floods. And the first concept that I want to introduce is a thought about we've had anywhere from 15, 20 to 40% decline in our general vitamin levels in our produce that we get in groceries. The other things is Pat Bebo, who does work in nutrition extension here in Fall River. She says, it's kind of interesting. When we go into the Watson School, I'm starting to realize the kids know all the names to vegetables. It's going to be a slow process. But over time, I'm convinced that we're going to see children grow up looking to eat vegetables and fruits, not being afraid of them, and also starting to understand what's going into their bodies. But we need to start making these investments in our community where we're improving access to quality nutrition. Because if we don't, insulin, I believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, the statistics on insulin, it's about $300 a month. So many contracts, if they get diabetes when they're in their 20s, $3,000 a year. If they're on any sort of public assistance, you're looking at $150,000 just on medicine costs alone. I think we can save a little bit of money by getting garbage. We'll leave it there. Hopefully we can have some questions. And thanks for listening.
We're our staff of 4 in the city of Lawrence that partner directly with the city. Groundwork is actually Groundwork Lawrence is part of the Groundwork USA network. There's 20 different organizations throughout the U.S. and we're based on a model from Groundwork called Groundwork UK that's over 30 years old. This is our mission. It's changing places, changing lives. It's a nice tagline. The mission is a bit wordy. But it's to bring about the sustained regeneration, improvement, and management of the physical environment by developing community-based partnerships. We do everything in partnership either with the city, other partners, businesses, which empower people, businesses, and organizations to promote environmental, economic, and social. And now we get to Strado Park. This was a 2.5-acre brownfield. It was a laundry. It had industrial use before that. This is what it is now. We have a first trailer on the spigot. The spigot's on the right-hand side. And it was just the amazing work with the city, with us, with the Attorney General's office. They have a brownfields group that helped develop the covenant not to sue. Turned out it was Bank of America who had ended up owning the property through buying of smaller banks. They helped invest money to clean it up. It was over $2 million to clean up the city.
We'll talk about urban land conservation, and just to set the general framework, this is actually difficult stuff to do, and that's why trying to build something like the emerald necklace that Heather's describing, or some of the projects that Jane will talk about, there's a consistency over the course of time of having a vision and keeping at it consistently. One of the things that happens in government, and this is no fault of government, is that the people are changing all the time. The elected representatives are changing all the time. And someone needs to have a vision outside of that changing system and keep at it consistently, keep reminding people of it consistently, and also trying to keep the ball rolling. One of the things we were joking about today when we were visiting the potential bikeway that you've got is how much of that could you get running in a year or two if it wasn't paved and it wasn't necessarily signed, but mountain bikes could go back and forth on it. Could you just incrementally start the ball rolling and be able to point to it? And that isn't the end of the project, that isn't the final state you want, but how much of this can you start to keep in motion and keep showing progress? Because that's really key, because you're going to be having to do this for the long haul. And to keep citizens interested, to keep politicians interested, and to keep the state and federal funders interested, you've got to be able to show progress over that long haul as well.
This will be my first sort of little case study. Those of you that have hung around with me a bit before know this is what I call our $1 million acre. If you look right in the middle, you'll see the Spalding house is noted there. It sits on about 6,000 square feet. If you notice, there's another building, another property noted as Red Cross that kind of wraps around it. That sits on a full acre. The Spalding house, when it was originally built, was built as an inn.
Now we have the first of two local experts. Al Lima is the principal of Alfred J. Lima and Associates.
I just want to make a few remarks as a retired planner of what I've learned in making plans successful. And if you can imagine a triangle, at the top of that triangle would be a vision. And next would be opportunity and then advocacy. And I think you need all three of those to make plans happen. Through the Healthy Cities Fall River, we prepared a sort of a draft pedestrian paths plan for Fall River. It's the first vision we've had of pedestrian facilities in Fall River. And again, it creates a vision of where we want to go. This piece of the Quikasham River bikeway, bike area was sold off to a private developer. Had we had a vision at that time of what we wanted to accomplish, we would have known that that's not what we wanted to have happen here. So a vision should also be something which is this large. It shouldn't be something 8 by 11 that goes into a report and gets forgotten. It needs to be out there, that people something that people see. And all of these things take advocacy. The key thing is to make sure that every year something happens on each of these. We want to
Thank you for inviting me, because the bioreserve, which I'm going to probably focus in on most, is kind of, I know this is an urban park and an urban focus. The bioreserve is like the alter image of the city. If you look at the city, this is a representation of the city of Fall River from Tiverton, Rhode Island down to Freetown. That's half the city landmass. The city's about 38, 40 square miles. If you take the Rorschach image and flip it over, that's the forest and land portion of the city, about half the city's square acres. It comes full circle, one whole year. The city has opened up the Copacut Reservoir to shoreline fishing, open to the public for shoreline fishing. The city has opened up a great part of the reservation forest, about maybe 3,000 acres or so, to hunting, all to hiking. It's been open snowshoe, cross-country skiing, and mountain biking. So far, it hasn't been a very well advertised situation. That's going to change, but our infrastructure has to catch up with the limitations in the order. There are 2 parking lots being built on the Copacut Reservoir, nearby the Copacut Reservoir, for the fishermen to access the reservoir. There's another parking lot in the works for Blossom Road in the reservation headquarters, which will be for access for hiking and hunting and other things.
I just want to say, before anyone leaves, be sure we have your name and address and everything if you want to stay involved and hear more as we progress.